I'm Carol Carnes, and welcome to Living Consciously. It happens to be the day before Thanksgiving here in the U.S., and gratitude is on our mind. Well, it should be. The Canadians have their Thanksgiving in October, but you know, this message applies to everyone, everywhere, regardless of culture, religion, or anything else. Being grateful is a high level of consciousness. Think of other words for it: thankfulness, appreciation. But the one that is really the most connected is love. Love and gratitude are so tied together you can't tease them apart. When we love something, whether it's a person, place, or thing, we tend to be grateful for it. You know, I lived in Hawaii for many years, and the Hawaiians have a great love of place. In fact, you can hear it in their music. When they write love songs, they write about the mountains, the rainbows, the flowers, the ocean, the rain. It's usually not about other people. They have a love of place. We also have a love for people, our beloved families. We have a love of ideas. And we're grateful when we see them made manifest. Well, I'm a teacher of New Thought spirituality, and largely what we talk about is how things happen. What is the cause of the things that we have in our life that we're either grateful for or wish weren't there? And I want us to consider the possibility that the law of attraction, as we know it to be, is something that is I don't want to say activated because it's always in motion, but that is personalized for us by what we love and what we're grateful for. Now, this is a very fine point in New Thought spirituality, but it's an important one. I'm going to say it this way. The universe thinks we love whatever we give our attention to. And love is what creates. It's the energy of creation. When we consciously decide to love an idea, for example, greater prosperity in our lives or greater health, and we're grateful that it is so before it appears, we have set in motion a powerful creative energy. And that's what I want to really focus on today. What is uppermost in your mind today that you love and are grateful for? And if you say, well, I don't have much to be grateful for because I don't have enough money, I don't have enough affection, I don't have enough friends, I don't have enough good work. Here's what I want us to consider. I want you to try this. I want you to imagine what it is that you think you don't have and feel it as if it's here right now. And feel the great love you have for it, like how wonderful this is, and say, I am so grateful that this is mine now. This is the combination that makes things happen, that bring things from the invisible realm into the visible realm. It is the combination of believing it is so now, because it is in the spiritual realm, in the invisible realm. Any idea we have is alive and ready to come through and take form, but it needs the power, the energy of our love and gratitude to reveal itself. And that's really what the manifestation is all about. So when we say today we're going to be thankful, we mean really in love with life, with possibility, with everything that is already ours and everything we desire. Are you in love with your desire? That's the thing. What we want to take out of the equation is longing. Longing isn't a very high spiritual state of mind because it implies that it doesn't exist. But of course, anything we can think of already exists, or we wouldn't have thought of it. And I mean it exists in the field of possibility. So love and gratitude seem to be the energies of manifestation. You know, that's an interesting thing to say because it's kind of like one of the secrets of life. Remember that book, The Secret? A lot of my friends were in that book and in that movie. But the secret is that the power to make things appear in our life has to do with what's going on inside of us. So my point today is if love and gratitude are really energized inside of us, we're sitting in the driver's seat. We are holding a lot of power in our mind and in our hand, as it were. That which we focus on, that which we give our attention to, our creative energy is unlocked and tends to take form in some way or another. So the very thing we hold dear, we love and we're grateful for. So we're giving it a very powerful energy. Now think about this. Excuse me, I got a runny nose. Think about this with your children, if you have children or you have a beloved pet. The love you have for them, you can feel it. It's very powerful. And you're so grateful that they're in your life. I think two of the people in my life, my children, my son and daughter, I'm probably more grateful for them than anything else I've ever experienced in this lifetime. I know what that feels like. So we want to cultivate that kind of energy, that feeling for anything we're desiring to bring into our experience. Can you do that? Can you conjure up those feelings of, and I know you have them for something. You don't have to be a parent. It could be your parent. It could be anything, but you have felt it before. You have felt that sense of real oneness with and that gratitude. I want you to get that for the idea that you're attempting to see evolve into your life. People say you shouldn't love money. Well, you can love what money does. You can love prosperity. You can love sufficiency. You can love having plenty to spare and share. That's a wonderful feeling. I have plenty. Say that out loud. I always have plenty to spare and to share. That's the energy of gratitude stated in an affirmation. So that's what I want to get us to today. Here's one. Love, have your way with me. That's a very powerful one. I say it all the time. I've said it before on the show. Love, have your way with me. In other words, fill my heart, fill my mind with this energy of being one with something that I can be grateful for even before I see it in my life. That's the secret. It's to know that it's already ours. It's already ours in mind. It's already ours in the spiritual realm or the quantum field of possibility. And we bring it through us, by means of us, by energizing it. Well, gratitude is the biggest energy we can offer anything. You see, life is an inner experience first. In fact, mostly an inner experience. Think about it. You're with yourself all the time. You're thinking your thoughts, you're feeling your feelings, you have a relationship with your body, you're looking out onto the world through these eyes. It's all going on inside of you, right? And when you look out, you may not know this today, but you will if you put it into practice. When you look out, you're looking with and at your perception. You're looking at what you have allowed into your midst by means of your love and gratitude. And as I said at the top, this law, we call it the law of mind, the law of manifestation. It thinks you love whatever you give your energy to. So we want to actually give it the authentic energy of love. So it's a spiritually charged turn of mind that brings us back into alignment with our true nature. What's our true nature? Love and gratitude. Our true nature is to be alive in love, to be constantly grateful for this life that we're living, this being that we are, and the source of our beingness, which you may call God if you want to, or the Great Spirit, or the universe. It doesn't matter what you call it. There is something behind everything, but it's not apart from us. It's actually being us, personalized as us, individualized as us, and allowing us to discover that for ourselves. It's kind of the great universal cosmic game of God hiding itself where no one will look, right inside themselves, so that the game can go on. Well, that's getting off on another subject. But on a more serious note, sometimes our past life, maybe your childhood, maybe your last relationship, our past can have been so turbulent or so negative or so frightening that we may feel I'll never love again. And that's a real self-sabotaging attitude to take up. We don't ever want to say that out loud, I'll never love again, because you can't help it. Love is who we are, and it is alive in us. It seeks an object. In the outer world, love seeks an object, but also in the inner world. In the inner world, love seeks an idea. How can this love be expressed in this outer world? We need ideas, right? It might be an idea for a new relationship. It might be an idea for a business, an idea to make the world a better place, or make your home more beautiful. To get out of debt is an idea, but love makes it possible. We love the idea of being financially free, don't you? That's a great idea to be in love with. And so we focus on letting love have its way with us on the inner, and then we see it in the outer. I think one of the great errors in collective human thinking is that everything happens out there. But nothing happens out there unless it's happened in here first. And that can be collective or individual. So our collective experience is now being on display. Yeah, on the news. That's what you're looking at, is our collective experience, what we have allowed to be in our midst up until now. I once did a talk called Up Until Now. It was one of my favorite ones. Is that everything that has transpired in our life has only been real up until now. And now is the most potent moment we'll ever have. Collectively, as a people, and individually, as a person. Up until now, I may have not had enough financial freedom. I may have had broken relationships. Or we may, as a people, have had a misuse of power, which we're seeing all over the place. But only up until now. Now we are realizing what we could have. Because you have to see the error before you can shift into the answer. And you don't have to wallow in the error. You just say, okay, this is what's been happening, but we're not going to allow it any longer because we know better. We know better now. There's a better way for us to live together. So when you believe that who you are is whole and intact, regardless of your past, you're standing at the door to personal freedom. It's just such an amazing thing to know that you're never damaged nor diminished by past experience. I'm going to talk a little more about that when we come back from our break. We're getting ready to take a break. We have wonderful sponsors. We're very grateful for them. We love them. So I hope you do too. Take a look. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is a national healthcare alert from the Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You could qualify for a pain-relieving knee brace at little or no cost to you. Get free delivery, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers at no charge to you. We also have other pain-relieving braces available for shoulder, ankle, and your back. Call the number on your screen right now to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call now.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business. According to the secret war, banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get the secret war free. Call the number on your screen or visit online.
Hi everyone, I'm Carol Carnes and we're back. So if you just joined us, we've been talking today about love and gratitude and how intrinsically they are tied together. They are one beautiful energy and a creative energy. That which we love tends to magnify in our midst. That which we love tends to find an object. It could be a person, a place, a thing, but also ideas. Now, we were talking about in the first half about how when we have an idea for greater living, an expansion of our good, if you will, greater health, greater wealth, greater love, we must be one with that idea in mind as if it were already so. Feeling the feelings as if it were already so, and affirming our gratitude for it as if we had already received it because, and this is the spiritual point, we have already received it. It is alive in us as a potential. And now if you were Christian, you might say, it's the kingdom of heaven within. It's that whole field of quantum possibility that's ours to play with, and we are meant to play with it. So as I said, what we love tends to magnify in our midst. Now, we left off talking about how important, though, self-love is. And self-love includes a sense of who we are as being more than a body and a brain and a past experience. That's how a lot of people see themselves. That's all they think they are. But we're not. We are an eternal being, have a temporary experience of humanness, but who we are is greater than any experience we've ever had. Who you are is greater than any experience you're having right now. I don't care what it is. Or any experience you will ever have, because you are the only thing that is always present in every experience you have. You are the constant, and the constant is your self-awareness. So you can only experience according to how you feel about yourself. So one of the great lessons that I learned early on and really helped me was that no matter what happened to us in the past, who we are is still intact. We are wholeness personified. We are that potential quivering on the edge of manifestation. We have never been damaged by our experience. Now, I've talked about this before, and people ask me to talk about it again because it's a really important point. Yeah, you may have lost a limb in a war or an accident, but who you are is still intact. You get the difference? We're not talking about the physical self. We're talking about the self that is beyond the physical. This great soul that you are and that I am, that we must learn to love and be grateful for. It's kind of a religious experience. It's a spiritual experience to know that who you are can never be damaged, diminished, and in fact, you never die. The body does, but we don't. I know that to be true. I can't tell you how I know, I just do. That we go on and on and on. So while we're here, we want to have the best experience we can have. We want to have an experience that's wonderful for other people. We want to bring joy into the world. We want to bring love into the world. We want to be creative. You know, who doesn't love to create and make things and write or dance and sing and play and all the wonderful things that life offers us? We all want to do that. But none of those things can help us be happier, healthier, or wealthier by themselves. It comes from within. And so we acknowledge that we love ourselves. We love everything that we are, and we're grateful to be who we are. Are you grateful to be yourself? I wrote something last year, I think it was on Valentine's Day. I said, if you can't think of anything else, I wish I'd brought it because it's kind of a long list. See if I can remember it. It said, be grateful that you're not a racist, that you're not a violent person. Be grateful that you're generous, that you love to give. Be grateful that you bring beauty into the world somehow. It could be in your home or your work. Be grateful that you're kind to pets and animals. Be grateful that you care about the environment. Be grateful that you always vote and do your civic duty. Be grateful that you're a happy person, that you're not causing harm to anybody else. You see, you get the idea. I remember once, a friend of mine, we were talking about somebody else who'd done something nasty, and I was being a little critical. And she said, aren't you glad to know that you will never do anything like that? That's where I got the idea for being grateful for who you are, is that you're a good person. You want the best for people. Be grateful for that. That's a good sign. So those of us who believe that we are forever intact, regardless of our past, can heal the traumatic events of childhood, which most everybody I know has had. I've never met anyone who had a perfect childhood. A lot of people had nice ones, but most of us had a little bit of trauma in there, a little bit of mistreatment. New Thought spirituality is particularly powerful in this regard because it brings us up to date with our self-identity. You must keep yourself current. You must bring that inner child up to date and be the parent to yourself that maybe you never had, or you wished you'd had, or you know what I'm talking about. So we come to realize that our self-esteem may have been tampered with in our youth, you know, but our self-esteem is changeable. It's a temporary manifestation of ideas. So if we got the idea in childhood that we were worthless or defenseless or a victim, those things will stay with us until we change them. And we can. See, that's the thing. A lot of people don't think you can change your self-regard because it's been fixed by what happened to you in childhood. Not true. It's temporary. Everything is a temporary manifestation of some old ideas. So loving the self and being grateful for who you are and grateful to realize who you are right now, regardless of anything that happened up until now, is a great gift to give yourself. We can be grateful for that gift. So we learn to re-identify ourselves as the ever-present wholeness of an infinite life and unfolding potential. Don't you like to think of yourself as an unfolding potential? It doesn't really matter how old you are either. You know, at my age, I think I'm just getting started. I don't know what will come in the next year for me, but it's going to be new, it's going to be different, and I'm going to be good at it because I will create it from the depths of my love of being and my love for this teaching and my desire to share it with the world. And that's true for you too. You don't know how great life can be unless you give it a chance to be great by being grateful now and just removing from your mind all of the sense of I don't have, it's not good enough, that kind of stuff. Just get rid of that stuff and fill your mind with ideas of thankfulness. And it's just anything but fill your mind with it. And you can make a gratitude list where you're grateful for the blue sky, but I'm talking about conjuring up your idea as completed and saying things like, I am so grateful that I am financially free. I am so grateful that I have such wonderful friends. That all my friendships are harmonized all the time. I am so grateful that I am loved and appreciated by my peers. I am so grateful that I have lots of talents I've never even used. You see what I'm saying? You want to broaden your sense of who you are. You want to give yourself an opportunity to push the parameters out and push the boundaries away so that you can indeed feel the love of aliveness and be grateful for it. So here's an affirmation. I am deeply grateful to be who I am right now. I know that I have an unlimited potential. I know that I have a loving source that wants only one thing, that I discover it inside of me and to reveal all that it is as my life. You can do this. Let love have its way with you. Be grateful for being who you are. You're wonderful. You're a perfect human being spiritually, and you can bring some of that perfection through your life into your experience. So if you want to know more about this kind of New Thought spirituality, you want to come and visit us on Sunday morning. We have a 10:30 meeting at the Mesilla Community Center. It's a lovely place. It's very informal, and we even bring our dogs sometimes. I do a talk similar to this, but we have an interactive discussion afterwards. So it's a pretty powerful way to start your week. Also get on our website, www.mvcsl.org or .com, and you can make a donation to us via PayPal. We are a nonprofit. We welcome your donations, and we're fine stewards of everything we receive. So until we meet in person, it's my great pleasure to share these ideas with you. Do come back again, and there's more information on the screen about who we are. Until then, stay tuned in, love yourself, and be grateful.